Flipluini here. Hello friends, I'm here to continue my Dominion 6 Let's Play with playing Gem into Holograms, the goddess of TNN Oak, elf lady of elf guys. And more elf ladies, but let's continue. So we should be now in elevators turn 10. Ha! This time I counted right. And we had a battle in Quadra, that large province filled with tasty enemies. And we won. With an absolute minimum of losses. 4 of our guys died for 58 of the enemy. Yeah, those lion tribe warriors aren't too good. But, oops, one of our guys got unhorsed again. Which will cause us some trouble now. Let's see how this was going. I should probably look up if I can set those settings as default some way. Yeah, that's a lot of guys. Now, of course, incredibly shitty. 0 protection, 10 hit points, so any weapon hitting them will kill them instantly. Except for the smallest. Undisciplined, so no fancy orders of battle for them. They have javelins, which can cause trouble if you have also completely unarmed people. Otherwise, they have nice defense and absolute standard attack, where I can do some damage, but since they are bound to die against, well, everything, they are also not really dangerous. Then we have the archers. Well, a bit and player control hampered by also being undisciplined. Again, 0 protection, and their attack and defense skills are terrible. So anyway, this means you better hope that those fuckers use their shout bows, because if they fall back on their daggers, well, they aren't getting to hit anything. They're just there to die horribly. Our troops, of course, are meanwhile getting blessed and on their way. Now 14 and 19, it's a bit higher, you'd see. And of course, with other shit like being blurred and extra defense on top of all that shit. Yeah, those poor bastards. Of course, our horse guys are still powering up. Let's speed this up. Now they are running and immediately try to attack the commanders, which immediately ruins everyone. So, I guess it worked out. Even though one of the horsemen managed it to, okay, fuck. I guess, wait a minute. It seems our attack horses immediately attacked and everything went well. Right. Which one of those guys then got unhorsed? Oh, no, he's still on a horse. Guess I have to stop at the very last moment. 2, 3. Yeah, okay, the troublesome thing is, as soon as they are unhorsed, they just look the same than any 2 other warrior. Then this should be our profit, right? Nope. This one? This one? Feeble-minded. Yeah, we are just incredible. I have no idea how this must have happened, because there was a enemy shaman. Welp, completely normal. Where the hell is the 4th one then? I guess I have to look outside of the battle. Don't want to waste too much time here. So, there was an overwhelming victory, but we now have none of them feeble-minded. This is a bit strange, I suppose. Did the battle then show me the wrong thing? Because in Dominance 5 that could sometimes happen, where the battle video didn't match up with the actual results. But anyway, we have now Eilgel, who is now without a horse, and while we can give him a horse, this would mean he can't join the next battle, or we would have to stand around here and not do anything for a while. Which is bad, because it looks like our friends from Giant Land have started to own more provinces towards our direction. Either that, or I'm just getting confused because I'm seeing more and more provinces here. But let's take a deeper look here. Because if I can see the capital, then I have an idea which direction Mekone is expanding, which would help a lot. And while we have some treasure, we have not that much. Can I recruit a... Of course not. We could get a witch doctor here, who has nature, and then a small chance of getting another magical path, but nope. Again, we have a province with nice income, but no scouts for us. Since there are no scouts, we can upgrade the province defense, so we get a little bit unrest reduction. And so on, any mangy dog coming here can take it away from us. And now we have multiple targets to go. We have these guys here, easy pickings, but we have no idea what would we get from there. But since it's apparently some kind of turtle or kappa village, this means we can recruit units to attack underwater, which would open to us a completely new avenue of expansion. And then we have these guys here, who are also easy to get, or have certainly not that much more income for us. And we have the dangerous barbarians, but since we are weakened right now, I really don't want to risk it. The question is now, what are those guys doing here? I'm fairly sure Rivia was independent when it started out, but we really need more scouts. There's no ways out, especially as enemy dominion is now showing up here. It's far enough away from our capital. I really don't want them to get this close to me. On the other hand, I also don't want to risk taking heavy losses, if that's anything we could take. Horse tribe cavalries are fairly easy to deal with. They're not that... Let's think strategically. It seems I will have to abuse our next army to clean up behind me. And I really don't want to get Mekone too far to the east. West. Wrong direction. Well, the underwater province is nice and all, but it seems these are 3 provinces we can take very easily. And normally it's, if you're not immediately attacking another player, it's kind of rude to march through their provinces to take something behind them. So in a way, those 1, 2, 3 provinces would be fairly safe if there is not immediate war against Mekone. So I'll try to do this strategically and take Lawborough first. If that goes well, then we can think of something else to do. Hey, maybe we are lucky and we are getting recruitable mounted scout out of the deal. So, and this means Igo can stay here. Those, let's see if we do need some reorganizing. Nope. Now we are a bit reduced, but at least the third one is still alive. We'll making this way. Yep, all 3 moving, not sneaking, because since elves are stealthy and most of our troops are stealthy, you can accidentally sneak into enemy provinces instead of attacking them, which is a bit annoying. So this guy, this unfucking believable guy, you can get him his mount back, but since he alone can't do shit anyway, we'll set him to search for magic sites. So maybe we are lucky. And if we get a site this early, we get additional gem income, which is fine. So our army will now strike this province. And we have 2 out of 4 necessary for full attack force. And maybe even make it 5 if we can snatch a bunch of provinces down here. It is of course a bit depending on what troops Mekona is here, and since we're a bit blind, we have no idea. We do know that there is not much going on in this province at least, and we didn't see anything here, but they could have crossed over here since it's now winter. If it's cold enough in both provinces, then it will be frozen. But I'm talking in circles. We need more scouts down here. That's all I can say. But at least with this water unit province, I feel a bit safer now. I mean, I could easily forge it to make my elves go underwater, but if I have water units, getting a couple underwater provinces would help us out with income. Let's see. Yep, that's another dark candle. I suppose there could be another empire down here, player empire, or it could come from here. But since I don't see any candles here, it could be that there's a large batch of provinces down here with Mekona's candles. I suppose I'm just utterly wrong, and it's because we're completely blind that we're not seeing any candles here. Enemy candles. Yeah, if I guess they are both from Mekona, which means our easy belief expanding has stopped here. See, even some water provinces have converted to our belief in German holograms. But since there is now enemy candles to account for, it's now a battle between dominion strengths. Let's take a look at our temple. Our dominion strength is 7. Not too shabby, but it could be stronger. We have 12 provinces and 1 temple. So as soon as I build a second fort, there will be a second temple. And our dominion chances: home province, temples, and our profit. But if Mekona has an awake pretender, they get additional chances. So that's another thing I have to take into account. So since the first year is almost over, there's a good chance that next year will start with our goddess awakening. Let's take a look at recruitment. Yeah, it's going. Army screen. There's not much to do except doing this. Whoop. At least we have some slingers now here. They are fucking sheep, and while they are slowing us down, it's always nice if our elves have something, can send someone in that makes the enemies a little bit more tired and let them get stuck while our elves close in and kill. Since our units are fairly strong, we are actually already ready to attack, as long as we keep our She-Lord in the background and leave the killing to the 2 others. Sadly, the only province in reach is these guys. And here, I'm not sure. I possibly would make it. And, I have a better idea. Since Mekona is slowly encroaching here, we need to upgrade our expansion a bit. So let's see, 12 units is but on average there are 2 others, and even back down here I have 21. Decisions. Let's say our research. Yes, it's good getting on with it. Let's say we make instead our 3rd army now. Oh wow, I keep forgetting how many. So let's see. This. Whoop. And now we take 2 turns to get this V, who has a lot of research, which of course is not that enormous powerful because we will take him as an army commander. And he has chance of additional paths. 1 out of 5 guaranteed, and then the second one 10% chance. He has, thanks to his path, some nice chance of casting buffs in battle. 2 other sorcerers is even more expensive, but also has insane glamour powers. Then we have the Banshee. She is our master researcher, basically. So let's see it. Let's do it like this. I'm recruiting this one now, and this will basically be his guard because he's fairly expensive, so we don't want him to stand around alone. And then I recruit, say, 4 of those, and then I switch to research because 4 of those are a nice medium. Many more, and it would get ridiculous, I feel, and any less than that, and the danger of losing against indies, it's too high for my taste. So, but this means that these 2 are now reinforcements. Hold and fire closes the enemy. This allows them to stand around getting buffed and blessed, and then they march forward to use their javelins, and then it's time for massacring the enemy. Since I have one little glob of Firbolg slingers up there in the other army, I do them this way. Then I do this, and I do this. Let's go through my different scripts. Do I have unlocked anything else, really? Nope. Oop. Oop. I not even. Okay, let's make an army reinforcer here. Lots of blessers to make sure that if I get into trouble alone, that things will go well. A bit more courage, why not? That's... and finished. It's of course a bit dangerous because if... oh, I leave this. I only have 10 spaces for scripts after all. So this is now a reinforcement army. So let's get them on the march. Can I... Nope, sorry. It's too slow. But this means we can march them here. The next turn our little footwalker will have completed his search order. It can then get his horse back. While these guys will then search for magic sites here, and then finally I can either use this combined army to strike at those wayward provinces, or move them down to join up with where this army is. It's a bit mixed, but this should allow me to clean up provinces, do some early site searching and reorganizing all at once. And as long as the first main army can continue forwards, we should keep up momentum. That's it. Nothing much this turn, except that we have a new province on our side. But that's it. So, next turn we'll see if I can keep up momentum or if my elf army will start failing massively. And I'm seeing right now we have a new double turn because I've waited too long. Time zones. And welcome back. We are now in winter, the year 0 of the Ascension Wars, which by my reckoning should be... shit. This should either be turn 11 or turn 10. I'm not sure. Well, I'm extremely bad at this, I'm so sorry. But spring should be the first 3 turns, and summer the next 3. then autumn the next 3, and since early winter it should have been turn 10, this should be turn 11 now. I'm a bit confused because I feel like the game is maybe counting from 0 up. But anyway, messages. Our wayward she-lord in Quadra has searched for magic sites but has not found anything. Then we have battles. First, one of ours. We marched in and got another one of our she-lords unhorsed. That's unlucky, especially since we had basically 0 losses when dunking on those horse tribes. I guess one of them got a lucky hit in. Still the same basic setup. Some blessing and then the army goes onward. Yep, everything is blessed up. And the enemy is just a bunch of cavalry with light lances and short bows. Funnily enough, since their attack skills isn't that bad, they could have killed someone with a sudden charge. But since they're using their short bows, that's apparently not gonna happen. They have fairly high defense, so I guess an unlucky strike. Ah, that's funny, because I've forgotten the same rules for the enemy. Since they're cavalry, sometimes they get unhorsed and then their horses run away. That's funny. Well, an easy victory, but yikes. And I guess I shouldn't complain, because in Dominions 5 and earlier this would have been a lot of dead she-lords. And there was a second battle against another one. And we have encountered a second empire, Vanheim. Now I have to go to our Discord and make diplomacy, since that was a really painful encounter, and of course one of my she-lords was killed. I hope it was the one without a horse, so we're not losing any extra turns. Well, it seems our setup works fine. We can win against other elves. Of course, the Van Heres are the elite warriors of Vanheim. They are able to enter the sacred state of battle fury. Well, they are glamorous, so I suppose they are berserking elves. So they have iron and no vulnerability, so they are apparently just really magic sacred humans for self-elves. Then we have the Birdman, another type of glamoured Vans. The Vans are a little bit complicated. They are an elf nation, but they have a lot of glamoured humans, or elves without iron vulnerability. The Van Helses, however, are the same. So I guess our elves are just the more pure elves, and they are still elves, but without the vulnerability against iron. Well, makes sense, but since they're not real elves, well, they have high defenses. Fey horse. Well, they're fairly elfy, just without vulnerabilities and with the ability to sail, which is a complicated thing where you can strike across the ocean to other provinces. So it could be that they're not even from here, they just try to land. And they killed some of my cheap units, some of my expensive units, and it's fairly annoying, to say the least. At least we won both battles. And now foreign priests have infiltrated the Church of Gem and Holograms. Now that's not nice. Are those the actual real-life misfits? And now we have another hero. A lot of things to do. Let's go to Lawborough first to see what happened here. Well, good news, it didn't sail from across the oceans. It's just that we were completely sailing blind. Ha! And these are their borders. Well, we have Lawborough, and its income is fairly high to my surprise, considering there were only 20 cavalry here, and nothing else. Well, let's see what the defenses say. Let's leave it at that. We have now a large batch of money, simply because our super commander takes 2 turns, and the second turn means, well, there's no free money since I can't recruit any new mages this turn. The army is still operable, but well, oh wow, it's of course the one guy who lost his horse, but He possibly only survived because he is one of the ones I got a red dragon scale mail. So good news there. This of course means our expansion is stopped cold here. This is an army I can't defeat anymore, and Varnheim needs a new army to come up here, so we have won a little bit of time. But, well, I guess we have to now do something. I guess we can walk backwards. We should be able to deal with those clowns, you know. But let's go back to messages. Yeah, nothing. Let's look at the first battle we looked at that already. Now look at the second battle against our sudden visitors. Elves against elves. Who will win? The answer might surprise you. Now this is apparently a player who likes to just put everything in a huge ungainly block. So with a bunch of super elves, it isn't a too bad strategy, I guess. Only slowly walk forward. I see. So that's just confusing because it's his bodyguards, but since everyone is heavily glamored up, it looks like an entire army waiting there. And they are nice enough to just slow walk towards us. And then it's elf time. Yeah, we are a bit in superior numbers here. And this is of course nasty, but since I didn't expect these guys to show up, I couldn't just order this poor boy to stay behind our shield wall. So he tries his best to attack alone and kill not only another enemy elf lord, but also his elf guards, which of course went badly for him. Enchanted Blood is a blast that the unit's blood is enchanted to repair any wounds instantly, and the enchantment will also protect somewhat against hostile magic. The unit will regain about 1 lost hit point every 2 rounds, but heal the profuse bleeding affliction almost instantly as well as gain +1 magic resistance. That's a bit confusing. The profuse bleeding is a status effect that can kill weaker commanders and units pretty damn fast. That's what it says on the tin. You bleed to death. And if it isn't stopping before you are dead, well, that's it for you. So this is actually quite nice, because one thing elf people have to look out for are stuff like profuse bleeding, because even if you got just a little nick in your neck, if you get that status effect, that's one dead elf. And there's not much that you can do. Poison you can defend against, profuse bleeding not so much, so it's useful, I guess. I just didn't know this existed because I'm not a blood player. And 1 hit point every 2 rounds is fairly weak, but if the battle goes on for long enough, it could be useful. More importantly is the magic resistance you get on top of all of this. So a nice little blast. I have no idea how much it cost Varnheim. So you have also Air Shield, which I guess is also part of their blast. And Air Shield keeps most missiles from landing as a blast. 80% of targeted arrows or bolts will go the wrong way. And Charge Body, which means you get a powerful electric discharge if you hit them. And it will strike both attacker and defender, it's important to note. And this unit is also blurred. So I guess someone went all out on this blast here. So I should note, since this player didn't take any shock resistance, this would mean if I actually hit this guy, he would also hit himself. Now that could be backfiring, if you ask me. You know, it has the standard Feyhorse we have, and it also has the standard, also catches the blast of the rider, so we can confirm it has Air Shield, Enchanted Blood, and then Charged Body and Blur. Not as insane as our attempt to not get hit anyway, possible. But it's nice, so, but I'm confused about charge body. Of course, our defense blessers means we have actually a fairly chance to just kill one of them outright in a battle of wits against each other. We have slightly more hit points, our attack skill and defense skill is higher. It's even still higher after his blur hits us. But since we are elves, we have dark vision. No, we have dark vision. I guess true vision is something else, but I could give it to our elves. And instead of charge body, we have poison resistance because that was left over at the end. And I think I also gave them heroism. Oh, I already forgot. Now we can look after the battle. And then of course the battle continues until, hey, our side gets reinforcement, and then our horsey gets scared and runs off. I guess he didn't die, but there's the second one of our troops, and then he runs away because he hit himself. Oh fuck, oh fuck. Did this actually happen? Ah shit. But it looked for me like he got shocked by his own dumb shit bless. Now that's funny. He survived though, so it's not instantly fatal. But I'm guessing since those are fairly good units that they also cost a lot, so we came out ahead. And we have now, thanks to this little melee, another hero. Here's some experience, and Curran is now officially a hero. They got the third eye. The third eye grants the hero increased precision and magic resistance. Any commander entering the Hall of Fame gets a heroic ability will become increasingly better while it remains in the Hall of Fame. Nice. Well, since he is not an archer, it's not that nice, but additional magic resistance is quite good. Yeah, I won't complain. And now let's take a look at our temple. Can look at effects of our blast. Blur. Defense skill. Moral. Heroism. 2 times. Plus 50% each. So that's what I did. Yeah, no wonder that we're getting heroic abilities like candy. The thing is, of course, now we're pretty much stuck here. Let's upgrade the defenses. Oh, I already did it. Haha. So let's do a little bit like this. You immediately go back and get your dumb horse back, or a new one, while you, the last schlumpf, last smurf, search for magic sites since we have to wait a turn now. And then you can get your mount back because you have already site searched. And sadly there is just this one here, but an additional nature gem on the other ship. Here's a strong enemy belief system. I guess this is the let's look at the messages. In Quedra, yes, that's the enemy foreign priests who did the Dominion change, which is annoying as fuck, but since our prophet is in the area, hopefully we can remove this over time. Now we have these clowns here with the additional army. That's a bit much for them alone. Let's instead... Oh yes, I can now freely select which combination of those 3 armies shall attack which province. That's a bit much, maybe. This army is certainly too far off. So let's do it this way then. Well, one of you search for magic sites, and you can preach a bit since you can't move this turn. A bit more candles here. Require mount. Side search, require mount. And then we can go on the offensive to collect these provinces here. Let's see, Städte, that's a bit much. maybe not, but these two armies will... army, this is just one guy alone. These will then attack this province, another easy victory seems like it. While these then next turn will move down, so, since they're probably needed and this front line for soon. Then we will move up to this place here, and then our combined strength shall strike down Quenan. At least that's my plan for now, shoring up our western front first. Recruitment. Yep, we have now this guy here, and while I could chain up this one, it's not like we dish next Shilot up already, it's not like we get him earlier. But we can start recruiting more to others and some more slingers. Since we don't have the resources for anything else. And we have still a batch of money left over. Let's see, defenses are all at 10 and more is a waste at this early in the game. So I leave it at just a little bit unrest reduction. Next turn we shall attack those western provinces. And then the newly combined army should be strong enough to take what is left here on the eastern board. And then I guess we'll have to deal with Mekone and Varnheim in the south. But hey, we can freely decide if we go to war with them, or we could try to get over this bridge here in the east. Sadly, it's next turn is late winter, and then possibly an entire year before we can just walk over here. But we don't have to stop expansion completely despite whatever is happening down here, because we will soon have the ability to recruit underwater units, and I hope it's not completely shitty ones. Tritons and Triton Knights. That's a lot of units. And of course there's only one link here. So we need to recruit a lot of those weird turtle kappa guys. Well, let's see, that's the future. It's in the future. Let's look what our scout has unrevealed. Mekone is here. It looked like Mekone was marching possibly in one circle here. But since I'm totally blind here, let's get back here to the border. And can I finally recruit something stealthy here? Nope. We have bad luck with our provinces. Nice income, but not really any scouts available. It would be a bit easier if I had a second 4. But well, I wanted to play elves, and elves are expensive and a bit janky to handle. And I really shouldn't complain, since we acquire mount, it's at least 2 Shelots I wouldn't have in Dominions 5, I'm sure. I guess I keep the money. Are there some slow chaff units I could get here? Except these guys, of course. They're a bit odd. Their precision is not the best, but at least they have a normal bow range. They are beating our slingers already. They're also not as prone to run away, but their shit is they're undisciplined, so they're actually not good for our purposes, since they would just do whatever the hell they want instead of obeying orders. This is a Firbolg province, so this army, this is sitting around for a turn, can actually recruit some additional units. More slingers, or people like this one. Militia, standard, a bit higher defense, they have a shield, and they have medium moral. Then we have the warriors, they have an axe, more damage, shorter range, a bit more moral, more attack, more defense. When they are not undisciplined, so let's get a lot of them. We have the Firbolg champion, who is certainly not stealthy. Well, let's... Oh wow, this is a fairly empty province. So we can recruit one guy. Or a bunch of more... Oh wow, recruitment points. Yes, we don't have many of these either. Well, this would have been a nice province if it hadn't been just farmland, which has really tiny amount of resources. I'm a bit sad. But more slingers means more victims for us. So of course, since our two others make... I can either have one guy with an axe or 9 slingers. I guess the slingers win for now. Equipment here. Box standard infantry unit, but no commander. I could take a commander. But why is the question? This will be a future fort when I have secured our borders a bit more. Yeah, I think I keep the money. Building a new fort and labs and temples and all that shit is expensive. Next turn we'll start recruiting She-Lords again for our third army. And in the meanwhile I'll try to combine our now 3 disparate forces into one big one to see if I can then walk to the east again. But for now this is the end, and since research, all our mages are on the battlefield right now, we have 0 research. Whoops. The fun of playing elves. So until next time, Diploini out.